The freedom, the excitement, the people you meet along the way.
Welcome back to coverage of the London to Marrakesh Lupine public transport race. I'm joined by Sam S., who is the fastest finisher. Sam, can you tell us a little bit about this concept of public transport racing? What does it involve and what attracted you to it?
I turned 60 nearly 2 years ago, and I did a bucket list. Two of the items on there was to have a European adventure and to travel by train as far as possible from the UK. A couple of days later, Jack's Fight Club popped up on my screen saying there was a race by public transport. So I looked into what that meant, which basically is anything but planes and helicopters, and you can use taxis in cities, so it's safe for women to do it because there's definitely an aspect of safety there, especially when you're a woman traveling on your own. So I signed up, and I had probably the best week of my life racing to Istanbul, and just got the bug. Completely knew I was going to sign up for every race after that.
You had three route options in this year's race: the Pilgrim's Picnic, the Mountain Goat, or the Island Hopper. Which one did you choose and why? And how
Uh,
did you go about making that decision?
well, I personally wanted to do the Pilgrims one because I thought it looked really fun. But my husband said that the Island Hopper will be quickest, and it looked as if the Pilgrims would be the quicker route. But the problem was, once you got there, was getting back across Spain was not going to be easy. That the transport links up there are not particularly good, and there actually were quite a few ferries going to and from Mallorca.
If you can
Oh,
contrast the highlight with the low.
lights. Well, there was quite a funny moment. There were seven of us right up to the coach in Casablanca to Marrakesh, but one guy didn't make it onto that. And then there were six of us all together on the coach. But prior to that, we'd all planned to get a coach from Algeciras to Tarifa. And our coach to Algeciras came in late. So
Mhm.
you could see everyone was in a blind panic. And I got chatting to this lovely chap called Charlie. And I turned around, the others are all gone. I'm tapping away trying to find out where they are. I didn't know where they were gone or what they were doing. And I thought, I'm just going to have to sweat this out and stick to plan A and wait for this bus. I got on the bus as the only racer on the bus, and my bus got in about 14 minutes before the ferry left. Quite tight, but all the lovely Moroccans, Spanish people on the coach with me assured me I would make the ferry. So I did. I made the ferry, and there were my fellow five competitors. We're all trying to look really pleased to see each other.
Yep, I know that feeling. We spoke to Sarah yesterday. Several times I thought they'd given you the slip and you re-emerged,
That's
and
it.
they wondered what happened.
Exactly. That's very true. Loads of highlights. I met so many fantastic people on my journey. I got chatting to whoever's next to me. So that was a real highlight. And then I also persuaded them to get off whatever transport I was on and run with me to a taxi. So I think it was a very useful aspect of my nature that I will chat to anybody. I'll ask anybody anything. And definitely it made a huge difference to my progress on the race, no doubt about it.
What's the plan from here on out?
I'm going to do Japan next year with my husband. We're going to do it together. That one's appealed since forever because we have been to Japan once. It's just the most fantastic place. And the sort of racing through it is an opportunity not to be missed. So we're definitely doing that. On my way back from taking the photograph of the restaurant, I saw the next group running towards it.
Oh,
They were much faster runners than me. I mean, I'm 61. They're in their 40s, I think. We're definitely much faster than me. So I just had to push myself so hard. I thought,
it's a
don't.
tortoise and the hare story, I think.
Oh, it was tortoise and hare. It was so tortoise and hare, the whole thing. That's when I kept appearing, when they'd all, and the Belgians, the two Belgian guys, kept running past me. Every time I got off something, they'd run past me like 100 miles an hour. And I think, oh my God, where are they going? And then I get to the next checkpoint and they turn up about 10 minutes later. I think, where have you been?
And could you clear something up for us in terms of the finish? Am I right in I heard something that they had actually made it to the finish first, but they hadn't completed checkpoints? Is that right?
That's what happened. So they got to the end and they thought they'd won because they did. They can get first across the finish line, but if you haven't completed the tasks, it's no point. I've just had the joint second best week of my life. It is the most fun ever.